The most expensive market research mistake a business can make is not doing it at all. The second most expensive is doing it after the important decisions have already been made. And the third most expensive, by far the most common, is collecting the wrong data, because the research was designed to confirm what leadership already believed, rather than to challenge it. Market research is the discipline of gathering, analyzing, and applying intelligence about customers, competitors, and markets to inform better business decisions. When it is done well, it reduces the cost of strategic mistakes before they happen. When it is done poorly, it generates expensive confidence in wrong conclusions. This video is about doing it well. The first milestone is defining the research question with precision. This is where most market research fails before it begins. The question, "What do customers think of our product?" is not a research question. It is a conversation starter. The question, "What is the primary reason that prospects who attend a product demonstration choose not to purchase within 30 days?" is a research question. It is specific, it points to a defined audience, and the answer would directly inform a business decision. Before designing any market research, write the specific decision that the findings will inform. That decision anchors every subsequent choice. Who is surveyed, what is asked, and how the data is analyzed. The second milestone is research methodology, selecting the right research approach for the question being answered. Primary research, which involves collecting original data from direct sources, falls into two categories. Quantitative research, surveys, structured interviews, transactional data analysis, produces data that can be measured, compared, and generalized across populations. It answers questions about how many, how often, and how much. Qualitative research, focus groups, in-depth interviews, ethnographic observation produces rich, nuanced insight into why and how. It answers questions about motivations, perceptions, and behaviors that numbers alone cannot explain. The most robust research programs use both quantitative data to identify patterns and qualitative insight to explain them. For small businesses with limited research budgets, the highest return methodology is often a small number of well-structured qualitative interviews with carefully selected participants. Because 10 honest, well-probed interviews with representative customers will generate more actionable intelligence than a 500-person survey designed around the wrong questions. Secondary research, analyzing existing data from industry reports, government statistics, competitor analysis, trade publications, and academic studies, is the essential precursor to primary research. Before spending resources collecting new data, exhaust the data that already exists. The combination of rigorous secondary research and targeted primary inquiry typically produces a more complete intelligence picture than either approach alone. The third milestone is analysis and application, converting data into decisions. Market research that ends at analysis is an expense. Market research that connects to a decision is an investment. The two most common analysis failures are overinterpretation, drawing conclusions that the data does not actually support, and under-application, stopping at interesting insights without connecting them to specific strategic or operational changes. Good research analysis identifies patterns, tests them against the research questions, quantifies their implications where possible, and presents findings in terms of the decisions they inform, rather than the data points they represent. A critical analytical discipline is competitive intelligence, the regular, systematic monitoring of what competitors are doing, what customers are saying about them, how their pricing and positioning are evolving, and where gaps or opportunities are emerging. This is not industrial espionage. It is publicly available information, gathered systematically and analyzed intelligently. Businesses that maintain a consistent competitive intelligence practice make fewer strategic surprises and more confident market decisions. Here is the trap. Market research, when done poorly, produces the most dangerous outcome in business: false certainty. A survey designed to confirm the CEO's belief that the product needs more features will find evidence that the product needs more features, because the questions were written to find it. The discipline of market research is fundamentally a discipline of intellectual honesty, designing research to reveal the truth, even when the truth is inconvenient. The most successful businesses treat market research not as a project, but as an ongoing organizational capability. Markets change, customer needs evolve, competitive landscapes shift. The businesses that stay ahead of these changes do so because they are continuously listening, not because they are occasionally asking. Your go-to. Identify one strategic assumption your business is currently operating on about a customer need, a competitive positioning, or a market opportunity. Design one research question that, if answered honestly, would either confirm or challenge that assumption. Then find the fastest, most practical way to get that question answered. Market research and strategic marketing planning are inseparable. The marketing plan video in this series shows how research findings translate into strategic marketing priorities. That is your next stop. Ethnographic research, the practice of observing customers in their natural environment rather than in a formal research context, is an underused but highly valuable market research method for businesses seeking to understand the gap between what customers say they do and what they actually do. This gap, well documented in behavioral research, exists because survey and interview respondents described their idealized or remembered behavior rather than their actual behavior. Ethnographic observation captures actual behavior directly. Watching a customer navigate a product purchase process, for example, reveals the moments of hesitation, the information sought and not found, and the decision triggers that the customer would never identify accurately in a direct interview. For businesses with the resources to conduct it, even in a lightweight form, such as a brief customer walk-along or a recorded screen session during online purchase, ethnographic insight produces market intelligence that no other method generates. The role of secondary data sources in market research is also worth expanding beyond the obvious government statistics and industry report categories. Customer review platforms, Yelp, Google Reviews, Trustpilot, App Store reviews, and industry-specific platforms contain vast quantities of authentic, unfiltered customer feedback about existing offerings in a market. Analyzing competitor reviews at scale reveals the consistent strengths and weaknesses that customers experience, providing a market intelligence advantage that can directly inform product development, service design, and competitive positioning. Online communities, Reddit communities, LinkedIn groups, industry forums contain real professional conversations about real business challenges that represent primary research in the absence of formal research investment. The analyst who knows how to extract signal from these platforms has access to market intelligence that their competitors who only commission formal research do not. The future of market research is increasingly characterized by the integration of behavioral data, the digital traces of actual customer behavior, with traditional attitudinal research. Organizations that develop the capability to combine what customers do with what customers say consistently develop more accurate market understanding than those who rely on either source alone. Building this integration capability is the market research investment with the longest strategic return for data-capable organizations. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, hit like and subscribe to our channel for more practical insights. And if you're ready to go further, check out the next video on your screen.